that world.
So hi guys, it's been a long time since I vlogged last. It's because I went to UK trip and Europe. There I went about 8 or 7 countries around, and I visited my brother, and he's now back with me. Yeah. And today I'm gonna do some review about camera, and I think I'm gonna review these two cameras. One's the Hanimex and one's panorama. So I'll start with the Hanimex first. This Hanimex is kind of cool. It actually looks a little bit like the Lomo LCA, but it is not. But it's just the feelings of it. See, it has built-in flash in it, and it's you can auto wind for you, so you don't need to wind yourself like on it, and so you can go for the next. You don't need to think about winding it or anything. And if you need a flash, just open it and wait for a while until it boot up, and that's it. So it's kind of cool. And when you grab it, it has this little, it's not so long, because sometimes when it's too long you don't have to tie it or anything when you keep it. So this is like you can just put your hand in and everything is set, and you can be secure. You won't scare that you will fail or anything. I'm not sure whether what lens is this, because it's not written here. It just says focus free, but believe me, you actually can't take close-up pictures because it will just blur out everything. You'll be out of focus. So yeah, believe me. Later I'll show you some photos taken by this one that still have some pretty nice pictures taken by this viewfinder. It's actually quite fine. Yeah, I still love it a little bit. It's quite detailed. Yeah. And I just like the feel. This is, I mean, for analog cameras, sometimes you'll think about like winding it or what that will stop you down from taking the best moment that you would like miss out. So if you don't have the time, but you have the money to get the films and a lot of films, then you can just catch like catch and a catch and a catch, and then, oh, and yeah. See, so this is one of the very good about Hanimex. It can auto wind, and it's kind of fast. You just have to press, it's done. It's So do you guys enjoy those photos? As you can see, there's really some of it that I show you, it's out of focus, and actually it's not so close, but it's also out of focus, and I don't know why. Actually, maybe it's need kind of range, and it doesn't perform well in darker situations, whatever. So right now I'm gonna review about the panorama. See, panorama. And this is a very interesting camera to me because it actually doesn't have any brand on it. As you can see, it's just panorama. Maybe the brand is Panorama, but I have no idea about it. So this is one very interesting part, and the lens are like the Hanimex. Hanimex it doesn't note what lens it's using. So, but it says focus free as well. But using panoramas types of camera, I doesn't feel like taking close-up pictures, because panoramas is like you're gonna take very wide angle sceneries. Yeah, so I doesn't feel good for taking close-up using panorama types of camera. I doesn't encounter any problem using this picture taking close-up, as I didn't take close-up pictures, and I actually like it very much, the result it produced. Yeah, as you can see, I'll show you the inner part. It's like it's using one frame, and it's like it's making the frame more smaller, so it looks like panorama, and but it really feels panorama. Is really very great. It's wider than a regular camera, and you can feel it when you see over this one, the view. So as you can see, it's really wide. Seeing just across the viewfinder, and you have to believe the result you get is exactly what you see in it. It's really nice. Oh, it says panorama lens, but I'm not sure what lens is that, but it's really cool. It's really cool. And as you can see, I had a Sprocket rocket, which is famous taking really wide angle of pictures. Is about 106 degree. Yeah, this is like what you see is what you get. It's really nice. And check on the viewfinder. So it's really wide, and to be honest, it's kind of wider compared to the panorama. But actually, I find both panorama, this both is really nice, and this is produced by Lomography, and it had bulb mode. It had I think this is the shutter speed, because you could choose the cloud or the sun. And this is the shutter, the rewind. The inner part is really stunning. I kind of like because it used 2 frames per picture. So I'm gonna show you how it works. It's like, yeah, it's very cool. Just one snap and the whole thing, the whole scenery is in you. It's in the films. It's really cool, really cool. I love this very. Back to the point. I take Sprocket rocket out because today I'm just gonna review both of that. But I thinking this is because this is panorama and this is also the panorama. And what I'm doing here is I'm comparing, but I doesn't like comparing, to be honest. But you guys have to know about those pros and cons for each camera, right? This camera produced very great, and you can see the sprocket, the holes on it, and the numbers. This you can't see the sprocket, but maybe you can ask your developers to help you to do the sprocket stuff. But it doesn't matter, because the picture is what you get, and it's the key of why you're using analog cameras. It actually takes very nice pictures. Seriously, very wide, very nice. I love it. I love wide angle pictures. But you have to know, for this camera you only can expose about 19 or 20 times, because it takes 2 frames per picture, and your films only have 36 exposed, and for this one you have 1 exposed per picture, so you actually can get 36 or 24. It depends on which films you're using. So you can shoot actually more panorama pictures using this. So this is really a very great panorama taking, and I believe this is very cheap, because I get this from UK when I went there. Forgot, but it's kind of cool, and I like panorama. That's why I get this. So if I was wrong, it's really cheap. Just good. You're gonna find it. Okay, find it yourself. Hunt for camera. Now I'm gonna show you some pictures taken by this one. Yeah, I think that's for today. I finished the Hanimex and the panorama. So hope you guys like it. And about the next review, I think I'll be reviewing this with the Elicon 535. See, it's kind of cool. You just have to stay tuned for the next review. It's like LCA, whatever. Bon voyage.